Hey guys, the topic for this video has been long overdue or long postponed, whatever. It's the story of when I told a guy I liked him to his face. And spoiler, it didn't happen. Like it didn't, do you know what I mean? It wasn't reciprocated. But the thing is, what matters most is what I learned from that, okay? So, long story short, it was 2 years ago. I was in the fourth year of my degree and I like this guy. He was in my class, but only for a semester because he was like an exchange student, if that makes sense. And he was from Poland, and I really really liked him. He was not like the cutest guy in the world, but he was tall, and he would wear baggy pants, like really baggy pants. And here's the thing: I live in Spain, right? Because I'm Spanish, and there's a lot of people who, well, I mean, in the last like 2 years or whatever, there has been more and more guys with baggy pants or whatever, or at least like not tight pants. Because I listen, skinny jeans are not that trendy today, but when it comes to men, like a man wearing skinny jeans, like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just not really, I don't know, it doesn't suit them. I think it suits women more. You know what I mean? And I don't wear them. So imagine dating a guy who's wearing skinny jeans and I'm not wearing skinny jeans anymore. Like, I don't know. And but anyway, that's not the point. And he also looked very, I said he was Polish. He also looked very, like, he looked very peculiar. Like I said, he was not the cutest guy, but he looked very peculiar. Like, he looked from there. Like, I've never been to any Slavic country, but, like, he looked Slavic. Like, he looked, you know what I mean? Like, the features, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, he looked more from there. You know what I mean? And, he didn't really have a Mediterranean look, if that makes sense. And I really, really liked him for some ungodly reason. Even till this day, I don't understand why I would get so nervous whenever he was around. Because here's the thing: we would take the same bus to go to uni, and I don't know. I would get so nervous. Like at first, when I hadn't talked to him for the first time, I was like nervous because I was like, should I say hi? Does he even know that we're in the same class? Like I was nervous about it, but I was like, okay, we're just not gonna do anything. And then I got the courage to talk to him. I was like, let's make up an excuse to like talk to him, ask him something, whatever. And um and I made the excuse that I was going to do a master's in Poland probably, and I was thinking about like which university I should go to or what master's degree or whatever. And so I asked him a question or two, like one day or two or whatever. And that was like fine. That turned out fine. But I would get really, really nervous whenever we would see each other, like maybe in the hallway or maybe like I don't know, like even on the bus, like there was a time, oh my god, like I remember this time so much, like it was like one of my biggest fuck ups because like we were in, like I said, in the same bus, and when he got in the bus, I was already there, but like I didn't look at him. It kind of like it came off as me like ignoring him, which I mean I did. I ignored him, I guess. Like you know what I mean. I pretended he didn't exist, but I was so nervous. I'm not trying to justify it, but like I was so nervous. I didn't even look at him. I didn't even say hi. I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like I just ignored completely. Like it was so awkward. Like even remembering it, like I don't know, something in me just what the fuck. And um and then I was feeling like shit about that for days. And what was I gonna say? And everything was so awkward. I felt like I had fucked up so hard. Like I don't even know. Like even to this day, I don't know. Like I don't know. You can think whatever you want. Maybe you think it was fine. Maybe you might think like, oh, maybe he didn't notice or whatever. Like it's not that big of a deal. Whatever the fuck. But I felt like it was the hugest like I don't know disrespect in the world. You know what I mean? Like I was like, no, this was terrible. This was so. What the fuck did I just do? You know what I mean? And because we had talked and everything, and our interactions were so, I guess, like rough because of that. I don't fucking know. And like I don't know, I just felt like I had fucked up so hard. I was like, I just can't fuck it up more. So I was like, you know what will make me feel better? I'm gonna apologize. And you know what, I might as well tell him I like him, because here's the thing. I was, let's say, 95% sure he didn't like me back. But there was an exam where, like, I don't know, I think it was the second midterm or whatever. He sat right behind me. And, like, there was a lot of, like, free room, if that makes sense, like, everywhere else. Like, why did you choose to sit right behind me? You know what I mean? Because we were close to each other, like, in rows. No, in columns. We were very close to each other, not in rows. But I was like, I don't know. Does he want to copy me or does he like me? I didn't understand that. Maybe it was just coincidental now that I'm thinking about it, but I didn't understand that. I was like, you know what? Maybe he likes me. There's like a teeny tiny possibility, but I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell him I like him. Here's the thing. Not because he rejected me, like I said. Not because he rejected me did I do this. You know what I mean? I no. Not because he rejected me. I don't even know what I'm saying. Not because I didn't. Okay. What was I going to say? I'm not saying this because he rejected me. Like, I already knew he didn't like me. No, I knew that he didn't like me. But I didn't do that because of that. You know what I mean? Like, if you already knew they don't like you, like, why would you do that? I wanted to prove to myself that I was like, I'm going to go through rejection, most probably. But I want to tell him that. I want to prove to myself that I have the guts to tell a guy I like him, because there's going to be so many times in my life, and in everyone's life, there's going to be so many times in life where I'm going to be rejected, like professionally, in love, or whatever it is. Just in life, you're going to be rejected so many times, and I wanted to get that, like, thick skin, you know what I mean? I wanted to get that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to test this out, and I'm going to reject it, most probably. And if I don't get rejected, it would be nice, because, like, maybe we can hang out 2-3 times or whatever before he goes back to Poland. And if he rejects me, like, it's one of the last few days of school, like, he's gonna go back to Poland. We're never gonna see each other again. It's not like we're gonna see each other, like, every now and then and whatever, and it's gonna be awkward. This is the girl who told me she likes me. No, no. So it was, I don't know, it was pretty safe in my opinion. So I did it. So it was one day, and we didn't have class that day because we had, like, an exam revision or whatever. Oh my god, I just hit the whole table. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so in the exam, like, I did it sort of well, I did it well, so I didn't need that revision. But I knew that there was people in my class who were gonna do that revision, among them this guy. But I didn't know where he was. I thought that he was somewhere else. And then another exchange student told me through text, like, hey, are you guys here? Like, I'm gonna go to the revision. And I was like, oh no, we're not there yet, but are you there? And she was like, yeah, there's a lot of people, but I think I'm gonna go. And I was like, is everyone else there? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So she left. I went there. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this guy, and I'm gonna get him alone, and I'm gonna tell him I like him. That's it. I'm gonna apologize and tell him I like him. That's it. That was my master plan. So he was with his friends, and I told him, hey, like, can we talk for a minute, like, alone? And he was like, yeah, sure. He was a good guy. You know what I mean? Like, he was not an asshole or anything, but thank God. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. And I told him, hey, I'm sorry, like, things were a little bit awkward, like, that day where, like, I didn't say hi to you or whatever in the bus. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that was, here's the thing. I'm just being honest. Like, I get nervous around you because I think you're really cute. That, I told him that, and that's it. And, I'm probably forgetting a few things because it happened 2 years ago and I haven't thought about this in a while. But, and I told him that, and he was like, oh, he was actually nice about it. Like, I think he was a good person, because, like, he could have been an asshole about it. He could have, like, I don't know, he could have been like mocking, if that makes sense, or like, like, she likes me, like, you know what I mean, and thinking he's the shit. But he was nice about it. He was like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, soon I'm gonna go back to Poland, so you're not gonna have to be nervous anymore around me or anything, or something like that. And why did I say or anything? I just can't fucking talk. Is it because I'm sleep deprived or what's going on? I don't know. And he was like, so you're not gonna get nervous anymore, so you're not gonna have to, like, go through that anymore or whatever. And that's it. And I think that was it. Like, okay, cool, or whatever. And then he went back to his friends, and then I went back, I don't know, with my friends, because they were in the study room or whatever, because we didn't have class, like I said. And I was feeling weird. Like, oddly enough, I was feeling euphorical, because I was like, oh my god, I just did it. I just did this thing. Like, I knew I was gonna get rejected, like I said, but I wanted to prove it to myself. So I was like, I did it. I fucking did it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel great to feel rejected, but like I said, I wanted to build that not stamina, but, like, that thick skin. And here's the thing, like, even me getting rejected when I did the internship this year, I've been talking about this. I've talked about the internship so many times. I'm actually embarrassed. But anyway, so here's the thing. It hurt because, like, who enjoys being told, like, hey, we're not hiring, or like, hey, we thank you for your time, bye, or whatever. Like, but would it have hurt me more if I hadn't done this? Probably not, because I didn't even think about this, like, anecdote, like, anymore. But maybe it has. I don't even know. It still hurt. You're still going to be hurt by rejection, but at least I proved to myself that I could do it, and I could deal with that rejection. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to tell you why I was able to deal with that rejection. I remember I was like I said, euphoric, and I was like, why am I euphoric? Why do I feel so good? I remember I went back home and I was blasting out music. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why do I feel so good? I just got rejected by this guy I really like. What the fuck? And I remember I was about to shower, and then I was wearing my undies and my bra, or my sports bra, whatever, I don't remember, before going to the shower, and I looked at myself in the mirror for a few seconds for some ungodly reason. And I was like, reason. Why did I say that anyway? And I was like, why am I looking at myself? Why am I staring at myself? But I noticed one thing. I was like, I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Like, I like my face. I like my body. I like what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect. Everybody has, imperfections. Everybody has, insecurities and whatnot. Nobody's perfect. But I remember I was like, I like what I'm looking at. And this has to do with this. Few weeks before that, I remember I was thinking, like, okay, self-love, right? Like, you have to act with self-love. You have to have self-love. Like, do you actually love yourself? Like, I was thinking about that because I was like, okay, I always act with dignity, with self-love. I always try to do what I think is best for me and whatnot. And I try to stay away from the things that are going to be bad for me. But do I actually love myself? Do I feel that love for myself? Do I actually like myself? And and because of that, I was like, I like what I'm looking at. And also the things that I've proved to myself along my life, you know what I mean? Like, the most, like, visible, or the one that I usually think about, is the fact that I learned English on my own. Like, this is my second language, and I learned it on my own, and I think I've sort of, like, made it, like, even with Spanish. I speak Spanish and English, and I've tried to make them as even as possible when it comes to, like, fluency or proficiency or whatever. And I think I've kind of done that. And I also proved it to myself, like, being hardworking in school, and also being consistent with content, not in college because I couldn't be consistent. But there's so many things that I proved to myself, and there's so many things that I appreciate about myself, so many things that I value or validate about myself, that I was like, that is why I'm not feeling like shit, because I do really like myself. And I'm not, and I think you also have to be mature enough, because, like, you like yourself and you're mature enough. You're like, okay, just because I like this person doesn't mean they have to like me back. Even if I was like, I don't understand why I like this guy so much. Like, if I like him so much, I don't understand why he doesn't like me. Why do I like him so much? What does this mean? What is this? Like, why do I like him so much if he's not going to like me back? Like, what is this? What is this for? What is the purpose of this? Well, I learned it. I learned that I liked myself through that experience. I got rejected like that. It was the first time and the only time that I'm ever telling a guy that I like him. And I found out that I liked myself. He actually inspired a lot of content that I've made. So that was the reason, like, that was the purpose of liking him, like, getting inspiration for content. I like myself. I found that out the first and only time that I'm telling a guy I like him. And why am I not telling a guy I like him ever again? Because, like, even though he was nice about it and it was not like a bad experience, I don't like, what the fuck? I'm getting not fluent in English. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, so, or unfluent. Well, I'm losing fluency. That's the expression. Anyway, so I was like, what was I gonna say? I lost it. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna make a first move on a guy anymore, because I feel like guys are the ones that have to do that, and it doesn't feel right. Like, I usually, like, maybe if I like you, of course I will show interest and I will talk to you and whatnot, and I will show you interest and whatnot. But, like, I won't, like, ask for your number, and if I do, like, maybe just so that you get my number, maybe I'll text you or whatever. But I won't text first, like, saying hi or whatever the fuck. Like, I will try to avoid that as much as possible. I feel like that is their job, not mine. Because there was this one time last year where I asked a guy that I had a crush on, I asked for his number, and I sent him a text so that he would get my number. And but he was the narcissist that I talked about a few times. And I didn't like that. You know what I mean? Till this day I think about it and I'm like, why did I ask for his number? Why did I text him? You know what I mean? So the guy that I like this year, that's why I didn't ask for his number. I was like, the same thing is not gonna happen. If he likes me, he's gonna ask for my number. And if he won't ask for my number, well, too bad, piece of shit. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be here, like, fucking asking for your number or whatever for you to probably text me. You know where to find me. So if you're not gonna text me, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to be with me, text me, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, I don't know. What can I say? I'm not gonna text him over my dead body. But anyway. And what was I gonna say? So yeah, I found that out. I had to go through rejection to find out that I liked myself, but I don't regret it in the sense of like, I found out, like in a weird way, but I found that out. I don't know if I missed something, like the fact that like just because somebody doesn't like you, just because you like somebody doesn't mean they have to like you. You know what I mean? And also, the fact that I like myself, I was like, okay, maybe he doesn't see that, let's say, in me, or maybe he doesn't appreciate that, or maybe he still like doesn't like he wouldn't date me or whatever. Maybe he didn't like me physically or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. But because I like myself, I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't like me, but someone else will. And even if no one else won't, because I like myself, I'm like, I don't care. I'd rather be alone than being with somebody who doesn't appreciate me or somebody who's not right for me. If somebody doesn't like me, they're just not for me, you know? And if I like myself, why should I care what other people think? I like what I'm doing. I'm not going to change, or I'm not going to be someone I don't want to be just to be with someone, you know? So, yeah, that's it. And what else was I gonna say that was related to this? Because I want to say the same thing in this video, in the same video, in the video that I made in Spanish. Because this time I made the video in Spanish first for some ungodly reason. But yeah, what was I gonna say? So yeah, you have to have that like maturity. It's like, okay, oh yeah, being alone. I don't remember. Wait, I'm gonna think about it for a second. Oh yeah, I also wanted to mention the fact that like, okay, if he doesn't like me, I like myself. It's different from answering the question, would you date yourself? I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, I like what I'm looking at. But at the same time, my hair was puffier. Now it's not as puffy because I got a perm, and I was wearing braces and stuff. So like objectively, like just honestly, like if you had asked me like would you date yourself, I would have answered no, but I was in the middle of a glow up, if that makes sense. Now I like the way that I look. Like now I think I'm cute. So if you ask me now, and I think I made a video about this like a few months ago, I don't know, I'll probably link it. And now I would answer yes to the question, because like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, self-love, oh yeah, I'm the shit or whatever. There are people who are like brag about things and whatever, and it's like, oh, you're so braggy about this and that. Would you date yourself, piece of shit? Would you date yourself? I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people who would answer no. A lot of people who are bratty pieces of shit, bragging about God knows fucking what they think is worth bragging about. And they wouldn't date themselves, I'm sure. Like there's so many guys where I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. You wouldn't date yourself, I'm sure. Like, anyway, it's so funny. But yeah, this is everything I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know if it was way longer than the other video, but it doesn't matter. If I'm wearing the same outfit as yesterday or the day before yesterday or whatever, it's because like I'm not gonna have a lot of time to make videos these days, so I wanted to make videos in advance. Cause I haven't done that in a while and I should have. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time, hopefully tomorrow. Bye. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned a lesson from this or whatever. So yeah. Bye.